this episode of CobbTV, we are talking about the drumming style of Levon Helm from the band. Yes, and be sure to like and subscribe for more epic musical content. Now, as a young boy, Levon Helm grew up listening to the radio, and he was exposed to different styles of music, from the blues to R&B and country. And there was a radio program called King Biscuit Time, and it featured a performer by the name of Sonny Boy Williams, and his drummer, Peck Curtis, is his biggest influence on the drums. Levon even got to see a live broadcasting of the King Biscuit Time radio show and got to see how Peck played, and that became a huge part of his style. And you can hear a direct influence of this ragtimey feel on the song Willie and the Hand Jive. When it comes to Levon's drumming style, he likes to play traditional grip with his left stick backwards for a fatter sound on the snare. And instead of two tenor tubs on the mounts, he likes to have a cowbell here instead, which he incorporates into his drum fills. Now, he has a pocket deeper than the ocean. And the thing about pocket drumming is that it's about the spaces that you leave in between the notes. And Levon likes to fill those spaces with drags on the snare drum, syncopated bass drum notes that have a hint of swing. And if you listen to the song Don't Do It, you can hear a great example of all those things combined. And on the film The Last Waltz, this is going to be the first song that you see them play in the movie. Now, the thing that Levon is most well known for is the fact that he's a singing drummer, perhaps one of the best to ever do it. And he has a simple formula for how he achieves this. So, on your keywords, you sing those on the downbeats. Your answer words you sing on the backbeats. And when you want to accentuate certain vocal phrases, you can punch the drums a little bit harder on those. And then in the spaces when you're not singing, you can do drum fills. Now, another way of putting it is that he drums to his vocals as opposed to singing over his drums. And the best example of this is on the song Up On Cripple Creek. What's beautiful about those early band records is everybody is in the same room playing and recording these. And Levon is singing while playing the drums. He's not overdubbing his vocals at all, which is actually quite challenging. And he's not always just singing over a conventional beat. Whenever the band had a chance, sometimes they would mix it up and switch up the feel. And perhaps the hardest song to sing over is going to be Is A Carnival. Part of the reason why they're called the band is because they were the band. They backed up bigger known artists because they were the band. And one of the most famous people that they've ever backed up was Bob Dylan. And Bob Dylan, when he went electric, he used the band, and he would get booed on stage. And that's around the time when Levon left for a little bit. But then he came back, and Bob Dylan ended up using the band again in the mid-70s for his album Planet Waves. And what I love about that album is actually the track Forever Young. And this track really, really sticks out to me. Levon has also backed up a lot of other famous artists and appeared as a guest on other albums. One of them is going to be Neil Young's On the Beach. I love this beat, the one for Revolution Blues. I think of all his beats, this kind of captures all of his influences and melts it into one groove. You got a little bit of a marching snare thing going on, as well as some funky backbeats. Nice deep in the pocket playing, and it's going to sound a little bit like this. Without talking about the band's most famous tune, The Weight. The drumming is super straightforward on this one. It's a pretty simple beat, but you can hear some classic drum fill cadences from Levon. He loves to use the drags as a part of his drum fills, whether they're 16th notes or triplets. And if you tried to play those as single strokes, you might get off on the wrong hand. So that's kind of the unique thing about these fills, is just the spacing and the timing of them. And so I'm going to highlight the fourth verse when Rick sings, and you're going to hear a little bit of those triplet drags on this one at the end of those phrases. Have it, just a brief summary of Levon's playing. It goes so much deeper than that. You just have to go listen to those band records, watch The Last Waltz, and do as much deep diving as you can. He's done an instructional drumming DVD, and bits and pieces and clips of those can be found all over the internet. And this is just my tribute to one of my all-time favorite drummers, all right? So be sure to give this video a like and subscribe for more epic musical content. But in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.